Hi you guys, I just had to re-record this video, so this is me continuing on from a first part that I've deleted. I'm gonna just re-say this because some of us out there, especially I'm mainly talking to like people my age, okay? Because as far as where we are in our experience of life, it's gonna mainly resonate with people my age, but it's for everybody. There could be a 62-year-old woman or a 55-year-old man, 72-year-old man that finds one of my videos even and is like, you know what, this resonates with me right now. And so that can help. Like that can make you feel less alone. And that's the whole point of my readings. Absolutely. And to confirm whatever you're going through or dealing with. So you may have had someone that was kind of wearing a mask to other people. This card comes out when there has been some sort of situation where masks are being worn, and it can be through literal like identification of a religion, of a political group, of etc in our humanity. Removing those labels and getting down to the nitty-gritty of authenticity and being a human being is what we look for in humanity. That's what we need in humanity. Um, so whoever's been kind of doing this or does this, where they're like, I'm a Christian and I value Christians and only Christians, like everyone else is out of sight. To me, I don't that that doesn't align with my values at all. Selecting a certain group of any kind over others, no, because that creates a power issue in humanity. And the whole point of humanity is dissolving all that so we can all work, hand to hand, right? So, anyway, there may have been someone in a situation that you've been in that's been like this. I'm the boss, I get to say all this stuff, but not showing the fact that they're going to not be the boss one day. So the boss themselves of a corporation can't just be all like, don't touch me. You have your rights not be touched, but at the same time, you must train others. You must give others the blessing you've been given. And if you don't, people will go after you. It's just simply the laws of the universe. So we have reset boundaries. There may be changes in the situation. There may be a need to reapply your boundaries or like re-say them, revocalize them, reestablish them. There may be a need to create new boundaries, okay? All of us should have boundaries, every human being, because as far as it comes down to, when it comes down to like your respect, your private time, things of that nature, you need to have boundaries. It's healthy to. If you don't, then, and don't get me wrong, boundaries aren't always spoken. Sometimes they're just simply felt, right? As long as they're felt, then that's all. That's where it ends. So something about reset boundaries, and then someone wearing a mask using religion or some sort of label. Observers. So there's people observing your situation. There's a lot of people observing your situation. Okay, you may have neighbors that like keep a tab on you. Of like they don't know much about you. They don't know. And this is only for some cases, right? This is just examples I'm throwing out. Different kinds of ways of thinking. They could know you. They couldn't know you. Okay. Either way, there's tabs being taken on who you are, your whereabouts, what you do, your actions you take, things of that nature. You also have forgiveness. So there may be a need to forgive. There may be a need to, once a situation has gotten to a certain point, there may be a need to continue that in some way or move forward in some way. Being a human being, like of the highest of the high, is going to take strength to. Oh, also, I have to show you the fire here. Look at this gold candle. Isn't it cool? That's my element, gold. I feel really connected with this candle. Like, I feel like really aligned with this candle. That's my element, is a gold snake. So, a gold snake holding a gold candle. Anyway, so, forgiveness. What was I saying? Yeah, so once a situation has gotten to a certain point, there needs to, like, being a human, you understand that the whole bigger picture of all this is that bad things are going to happen. So it's a challenge for all of us to have to figure out how to deal with things, right? And it's a choice at the end of the day of how we go about dealing with things and people. So if there's been someone that has needed to apologize, you may need, if they're not coming back, if they're not apologizing, right? There may be a answer inside to just like, what do you call it? Give them your graces without removing your boundaries. You get what I mean? So you're at a different level from before of maturity in dealing with the situation, but you've allowed some forgiveness, a little bit of grace. That's something very important, even in workplaces, even in family dynamics, friend dynamics. I mean, I'm just saying, okay? Gotta just deliver thoroughly what this is saying. And do it when you feel like doing it, okay? If you don't feel like you want to forgive someone for something they did wrong to you, you don't have to, okay? Not at all. Not at all. But this may come up. There may be a moment of forgiving or something unexpected you didn't expect yourself to feel of forgiving somebody, okay? That's coming up in this reading. So no need to settle now. No need to settle, double-edged process. So whoever you are, continue going, continue on your timeline that you're on, with who you are, all that you're handling, all that you're doing. Also, I said that before in the other recording that this double-edged sword process, double-edged process, is basically you're the sword. You are this untouchable human. You're not, people cannot do anything to you or else they'll get in trouble or else you can report it. You know, you have laws protecting you, at least in the United States. And you can report things. You can get caught. Every single person has the choice to get authority alongside them, you know, just do the right thing, continue doing the right thing, you know. And I see that like throughout the whole process of people karmically trying to do whatever they want to you, come this way, yell at your face, try to get under your skin. They still get cut. They still feel this sense of like, I did something wrong to him or to her. You know, they would never do that to me, right? It is a reflection. We reflect off of each other. So there's a element to this that can have people second guessing themselves in their actions when it comes to how they treat you. And that's something that can't be removed from you because you're a figure of authority. Whoever's watching this, you're meant to hear that because this came out. Double-edged process. So every single person that comes around your office knows you're in there. Your own body is like kind of protecting this space, right? And it's up to them how they choose to come across you, right? And it shouldn't be in any sort of threatening way as far as how you treat them or they treat you. It should be civil and communicated. That's how divinely protected we are. Because when you do talk to people fairly and with love and care, that will be handled well by humanity, by people. So make sure that you do that, and that anyone else that falls out of this sort of process that you're going through of some elimination. You're going through a process of elimination or like of natural selection in a way, however you want to see it. Like you are, like some people fall away from you, you know, and that's natural. You didn't do anything physical or mental or emotional to them, you know, you just kept your peace. You just stayed to yourself or communicated your boundaries, communicated on an even keel, right? Make sure you continue doing that. If you need to deal with these boundaries or something, blocked by speaking your mind. So people feel there's such a, I mean, even for me, when I'm in a space of coworkers I just met, there's kind of a sense of like, we need to shut up and listen to me. even though I'm new as well. So some people may feel a little blocked by your own presence. And that's a part of your own ability. That's actually a strong spiritual trait to have, is to not want people to be blocked. You don't want to block someone's like mind, psyche, their intuition or anything. That's very bad to do, to try to do, to block it or something. Um, this is more like people are like taken, you're like this train, you know? You could be like a semi truck that comes along, and that's like your spirit. It's just huge. It's a big spirit, or your presence is just big, or your light. You know, your focus, your magnet that you hold is really strong, right? So it can change a lot depending on what you say, your actions towards others, um, you know, how you respond to others, like that, right? So you are like this presence that can kind of shift and make changes to what people usually might do or usually might say. Someone may say something really, really, like, for example, unhinged or rude or like insensitive, and then when you're there, it's like, no, like they don't feel comfortable, or there's kind of like a blockage, right? And that is like spiritual protection. It literally is spiritual protection. You're saved, you're safe from hearing negativity. You're safe from hearing certain things by certain people that could make you feel, or could could have a negative impact on you. Okay? You're protected from that. Unexpected audience income. Wow. So there's a message here coming out about an unexpected audience or income coming through. You got people around the world watching you that care about you, that want you to do well. Even people you don't know, they do want you to do well. This is humanity. We're seeing through the eyes of each other. Deceitful, cheating, liar, Leo. Who's that? Green juice? Find your way back. So, someone, I feel like that's almost like a family member telling me something right now. I'm not gonna even read that. My mom is a Leo, and she is she coming through my reading calling me a liar? Let me see. Someone's trying to sabotage. Is my mom warning us about something? Leo, you could be a Leo. Someone you know could be a Leo in a situation. Okay, let me get on track here. I don't want to get all giggly. Musical. Some of you could resonate, like even with me. Like I lie to myself. Like I literally lie to myself about my talents and like what I can give people out of myself, right? Because ultimately that's the whole point of life, is like, what can you give? You know, what can you provide to the world? And even as a girl, like, what can you provide? You know, what can you give? Can you start a business? Can you start like an American Girl doll business? You know, like things like that. Like, what are you working with? You know, how big can this go? Like, that's the biggest question in humanity. Like between, like I can come up with, you know, is like how big can we build? And sometimes I feel like I jip myself out of that because I'm like, what am I building? You know, where's the building? Right? But it's in my mind. And that's what's really important. Some people could perceive you as like you're lying or you're cheating, or you're so good at something that like you're cheating. Like you have a really good punctual way of doing things, are very accurate, know a lot. You know the ins and outs of things, and yeah, people could feel like you're cheating from that. crash out. You're like, when are you gonna crash out? Like, when are you gonna give up? You're not. Needing a collaborator, musical. So, someone may have been trying to sabotage some of you from doing something creative and out of the box. I've definitely dealt with that, like in my family. And needing a collaborator, you might be very musical. You can follow rhythms and create lyrics. Get into that. Do it. Needing a collaborator. Might need help recording or doing that, doing something. Someone's trying to sabotage. Someone's trying to sabotage. That has me a little bit like skeptical. I'm piecing together all of this. Anticipating presence. People are you have a presence naturally that is very, like, it can create a lot of anticipation. That's the thing. That's what's so cool about kind of being a human behind the scenes, right? Like, if we're thinking like X-ray vision, people don't know who you are. People don't know what you're doing, where you're coming from until you establish all of that, you know? And you like, even like me, I can plan a show. You can plan a entrance or like a way of entering a career or something. Could have some very special things about you that are very, very worth uh, looking up to, celebrating, being a part of. Reporting you to others. So even people can do this all day. People can report you to others because actually, those of us that are stars, those of us that are actually with Aquarius in our chart, that are genuine stars here on Earth, we deal with all kinds of things, and positive, negative things, positive things, people praising us, people wanting to give us gifts, people wanting to um, sponsor us, put us on their channel, do, like, you know, do these things. If we're a public figure or something of that nature, and then there's somebody else out there that wants your place and they cannot get there, they don't know how to get to a point of success like you have, then they're going to want to do this. They're going to want to report. Okay. And it could be in good ways or bad. Reporting could be like, oh, they went there. They went there the other day. They went there. Did you see that? Did you see what they did? Are they in their room? What are they doing? You know, things like that. So there could be people like talking about you, talking about your actions, what you've done. Wandering on the right track. So if you feel like you're wandering, you're actually on the right track. Spirit isn't going to allow you to leave that track unless you really put in effort to get off the track, okay? But home, independence, causing discomfort. Okay. Message about your own independence, the level you're at of being independent, or levels that you will get to, will cause discomfort and toxic people. And it could be in a home or people that are at a home, maybe one that belongs to you or at some point will go to you. I'm blocking them from you, yeah. So if you are worried or feeling inside like you're not safe or protected, know that you're protected. You're okay at all times. Every time, all the time. Yeah. So someone, whoever this was, has been, oh yeah, they want to reconcile, but the clay is still wet. There's aspects to this that the right people that find this will feel like the situation isn't over yet. You know, the clay is still wet. The clay is wet in your life. Like, you're not done building, okay? And you have no time for anybody to come around and disrupt your building. cause you to feel less than? Could it cause you to feel less than or unworthy, and it had to do with some way of managing finances, or this person um, owes you money at some point? Could even be dealing with the court system. You're a person who should be guiding others, or whoever this other person was should have been guiding others rather than going after you. Gather a crowd. Something is coming soon. Okay, so I just saw, I'm going to end that there with the index cards. I just saw, what did I just see? Something is coming soon and gathering an audience. Okay, so what that means is you have people gathering for you. You have people waiting for you to appear. Same goes with me. People don't know who I am, but there's kind of like this answer. Like when I am present, they're like, oh, you're here. Like, you know? Isn't that interesting? Like, oh, like it's you, you know? And you're kind of like, me? Me? Yeah, so there's like a direct communication to your inner child. Your inner child should be awake. Your inner child should have dreams. It should have something larger than what you're currently dealing with. And that doesn't, what that can mean is like love, okay? What that can mean is like ambition. Your ambition is larger than your physical 3D situation, right? You want to find ways mentally to get that in you and carry that with you around your work, your home, wherever your whereabouts are, whatever you do in your career. You want to live with that purpose, that sense of purpose. And it looks like you have a direct connection to people coming to give you things. So you can then create or do the work to then give. There has to be there's some equal give and take type of energy going on. Someone could be making a decision to finally give you the keys to something, or after feeling really cold about it, after feeling really not so happy about the situation, things are going to go in your favor. And it looks like if you're a Cancer, or if you have Cancer in your chart, this North Star energy it rises and rises and rises. It heals itself, and it's like this operating vehicle. This guy's operating a vehicle from like the inside out. Like, you know, he's the life force of this card. So this has a life force to it, a triumph energy. And then you have this luck. Like things are turning to shift, to click into who you are. Actually though, that's something I've never said before that I kind of just woke up to, is like who you are, the essence of who you are is clicking more into place, or a situation will help that. Okay? We really can not have ourselves if we don't have everything in order in reality, like around us. And we're talking about um, clothes, food, money. Like, you have to make sure that you have all of that around you. And it looks like there could be a situation that goes into your favor where you have more control, more resources, more of a say. Okay? Someone is dealing with, whoever this person has been that I've been mentioning, or people, maybe a group of people. They've been moving away, moving on, finding other things to do, but they're stuck on you. There's a thought. And I brought up the sword earlier. I just saw the Ace of Swords. There's a thought about you that won't leave. So you're on people's minds. You have a natural effect to do that. And people have a hard time moving on from you, because you're not easily mimicable by the divine. The divine has created you as a singular individual, special source of information, of purpose, of protection for people, and yeah, as a source also of defense and attack when you need to. But um, let's see. What else do we have? Don't attack people, but if someone attacks you, attack them. Okay? Or do whatever you need to do, however you feel. People are different. You have the Hanged Man, so you could still feel like you're in a place where like you're not entirely aware or awake of what's going on, or like you may know certain information too that you're like, how do I release this? How do I go about putting this into something? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Some things may be a little upside down still. There's a there could be a message about that knowledge though, like that inner knowledge that you have. You may know certain things or not know that you know certain things that are meant to help propel the planet, propel humanity forward. One of the biggest examples, and it's one of the most stubborn subjects in humanity, in society, in the world, is diet. Because people love what they're used to. And what people are used to is fried food. What people are used to is unhealthy stuff. Unhealthy. Like to a point where it literally deteriorates your body. And then the human doesn't really care about how they look and things of that nature. And we want to get that out of society. That's a bad, negative thing we do to each other. We have to agree on that. That's something eye to eye, like eye to eye. If I start seeing you gain weight and struggling, or having skin problems, or having to go to the doctor more often, I'm going to say something like, maybe you should change your eating patterns, change your exercise habits, allow yourself to feel good. Like, feel good. Being just neglecting that part of life will result in less change. It's true. And I'm not going to argue with anybody about that. But the same thing goes for serving 100 customers. Are you ready to serve 100 customers? Do you have everything prepared that you're going to be selling them, making money off of everything? Do you have all of that prepared, right? Do you need to go do that? Okay, keep moving. Keep moving. Take steps. Don't sit and watch something for so long and gain all of that, right? You don't want to do that. You want to work it off. You eventually want to break out. Okay? This is how celebrities work. It's things break out into the open. You want to break out of your body at some point. That's the natural evolution of humanity, is like we have to break out. We have to get out, express the words, express the emotions that build up. And you may have certain things on your mind about this, changes you want to make, like things you keep holding inside, designs that could be in Times Square, something avant-garde, something that shows creation, creativity, something different, something queer. I mean, let's be real here, like get a grip, like something new, something like worthwhile in humanity that's new. Okay, that like talks for everybody. And I'm talking about love, I'm talking about nature, animals. Get into something if you're not already. Okay, I'm gonna stop being a little example teacher over here. I'm gonna say that being responsible and being on top of your whereabouts is very important right now. Being financially responsible. Okay? Could be very intelligent. Okay, very intelligent about how everything's working. Definitely taking more authority as you get older. Taking more authority. The Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups. even though all of this new energy is pouring into your life, you feel it, you're experiencing it, you could really be alone. You could feel like things are missing. People are missing from your life. You could feel that. Um, like maybe like you've lost a part of yourself. Like you've had maybe a lot of fast growth to a point where you've lost some part of yourself or something. You can get it back. You always can. Any of us can. We can always get back our spark. Um, hmm. Hmm. This could be somebody else. Oh yeah, this could be someone else, like the person, whoever I've been talking about um, earlier in this reading. They could be really alone, or you could have like shut them out of your energy, and they're missing out on your cup. They're missing out on like all of your good vibes because they ruined it. Something happened with this person that would explain why they are literally like sad, you know? Um, could be very alone, could be sick, could be getting sick because you won't give your love to somebody and it's because of a boundary. I mean, that's happened with me. It's happened with me. Even like when I remove myself from certain people, sometimes I've noticed that something happens and it's not like always a good thing. But when I'm with people, it's usually always going good, you know? Like it always goes well. You have work, you have some sort of like service part of you, service to humanity, something like that, giving to people, people looking up to you, being respectful of you. I definitely resonate with that. I'm very lucky to have that. The last judgment. Okay, so you're making a last judgment call on certain people, environments, how you're treated. You're making it, or the divine is making a judgment call that this is where you belong right now. Like in a working setting, or applying the gifts that you've been given towards humanity, like applying yourself, the gift that has been given by your mother and father, just in general, allowing that to strengthen that part of your life. um Also, there's a message here about, I'm not letting anybody tell me who I am. I'm not letting anybody tell me that I'm this when I'm doing this, you know? When you're literally out there in the world helping people or doing the right thing, you know? Um, doing what you need to do in mankind, right? Even when it comes to protecting your peace, your boundaries, your comfort, your sense of comfort is all a part of that. So if people don't align with you, like your sense of comfort, and they don't want you to feel comfortable, you can make the choice to get the hell out of there or to honestly correct them. And that it goes both ways. It goes both ways. You want everyone to be comfortable and to feel like they can be themselves and that they don't have to be somebody else around someone else. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. You're waiting, you could be waiting for someone new, somebody that actually is gonna be healing for you, gonna be like a positive bond, you know, someone that's gonna actually add to your life and not take from it, take from you, you know? Yes, somebody's coming in. Somebody wants to come in. You may have many people that really like you because you're emotionally understanding, you're patient, you're loving, you're intuitive, you're on top of things, very intuitive. So you may have someone that wants to have a future with you, or you're attracting this. It's in your energy. this type of thing is in your aura, whoever's watching. Like, you have a very strong pull to have a companion or a partner. I definitely feel that. All right, so get the star. Yeah, protect your own stardom. Okay? Yeah, protect it. Because people are gonna want to do anything they can to get in there. No, no, sweetie, you can't do that. No, look at that, the star. You need to decide that you're the star as well. The divine is waiting for you to decide that you're the star. Big message for a lot of human beings out there. Just make the decision, I am a star. And then you're going to live that way. And you're going to act accordingly to what script is going through your mind. That's advice for some that feel like, okay, wait, you have a point. You know, like I do that. I do that. This is validation that you can do this in front of an audience, okay? You can do anything you want in front of people and you can make money off of it. Just try, from me to you, to do it with some sort of like good intention or like helping people in some way or entertaining people, causing people to laugh, okay? Because you literally, I pulled out unexpected audience plus income. Some of you guys could be doing this right now, like something like that. Yeah. Okay. I hope this helps. I hope it created some clarity if you needed it. And yeah. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye.